It's a bridge. Just goes around the corner. Walking on the fighting side of me.
That don't look like it. It goes down.
It don't. It don't go down.
Robert, it goes down.
No, it don't.
It do go down.
Oh!
Are your players running wild, wrecking your carefully crafted campaign? Don't worry, chaos isn't your enemy. It's your greatest storytelling tool. Today, we're diving in on how to handle unpredictability, avoid railroading, and turn your players' wildest ideas into most unforgettable moments. We'll explore techniques and share examples, and arm you with the tools to thrive in the chaos. Whether you're a new DM or a seasoned pro, this is your guide to embrace the unexpected and making it work for your story. Let's jump in. As Dungeon Masters, we've all been there. You spend hours, maybe even days, planning the perfect game for only one of your players to take a careful look at the crafted story and say, nah, we're making a bakery instead. The challenge is striking the balance between structure and freedom, between your vision and their choices. Why is this important? Because D&D isn't just a game, it's collaborative storytelling at its finest. It's where unexpected twists creates unforgettable moments. When you master this balance, you're not just running a game, you're creating a shared narrative that resonates long after the dice stop rolling. The more you can adapt and flow with your players' energy, the more memorable and engaging the experiences become. So, let's break it down step by step. First up, let's tackle the dreaded railroad. No one wants to feel like their choices don't matter, especially in D&D, where the whole point is choice. But here's the thing, having a plan doesn't mean forcing your players onto a set path. Think of your campaign as semi-sandbox, with exciting landmarks that they can explore. Instead of saying, you have to storm the castle, present them with a problem, and let them decide how to approach it. Maybe the castle holds the cure to a deadly plague, threatening their hometown. They might choose to infiltrate, negotiate, or even just burn it down. But it's their decision. That's what makes the difference. I remember one session when my players decided to negotiate with a band of mercenaries instead of just fighting them. It wasn't my plan, but their strategy was so clever I couldn't resist leaning into it. The result? A tense, memorable standoff that added depth to the story. See, with these moments, when you step back and let your players shine, that's the stuff that you guys will remember in years to come. You'll look back and say, hey, remember I did that? And you'll be like, yeah, that was pretty incredible. And you had to do nothing. It was their agency. Now, let's talk about what happens when your players completely go off script. Spoiler alert, this will happen. Maybe they decide to befriend the villain you spent hours designing, or they come up with an outrageous plan that somehow works. The trick isn't to fight their choices, it's to embrace them. Because here's the secret, the best moments in D&D are the ones you don't plan. So, how do you handle the chaos without losing track of the plot? Start by asking a few questions. When a player suggests something so incredibly wild, dig deeper. Ask, why does your character want to do this? What's their goal? These questions help you improvise in a way that feels intentional and keeps the story grounded. Another trick, let the NPCs react authentically. If your players bribe a dragon with a stolen cow, let the dragon be amused or furious. The more you respond naturally, the more the world feels alive. Embracing these quirks adds depth to your campaign. In one of my campaigns, the players used the catapult to launch themselves over a wall instead of just sneaking through the gate. It was ridiculous, but I rolled with it. The guards were stunned, the town folks cheered for some reason, and it turned into one of the most talked about moments in the campaign. These moments of chaos are the opportunities to show how adaptable you are as a DM and make your world feel completely dynamic. And here's the payoff. When you lean into player agency, your players feel like their decisions matter. And that's really the heart of a memorable campaign. But player freedom doesn't mean you abandon structure. In combat, for example, balance is key, especially at lower levels. No one wants a TPK in the first session. That said, once your players reach a higher level, balance goes out the window. Let them feel powerful, but keep the stakes high. A dragon is exciting, but a dragon threatening to destroy a beloved NPC and their hometown while the clock is ticking down, unforgettable. And remember, it's not about numbers. Nobody remembers the stats of a goblin, except for maybe one person. but they'll always remember the goblin who challenged their honor in a dance-off. Moments like these stick because they're unexpected, personal, and just plain fun. These are the kind of memories your players want to share with each other, that they want to experience. How do you actually bring all of this to your table? Start with communication. Session 0 is an invaluable thing for setting expectations. If you're running a high-stakes spy thriller, let your players know so they can create a character that fits the tone. A barbarian in a heist campaign might sound funny, but without a compelling reason for their involvement, it could break immersion or just be a headache. And don't stop at a session 0. Check in regularly with your players. Are they enjoying the game? How do they feel about their choices? Do they even feel like their choices matter? These conversations keep the campaign on track and ensure everyone's having fun. And finally, don't be afraid about feedback. If a session felt off, talk about it. Maybe your players want more combat, or they missed an opportunity to roleplay. By keeping the lines of communication open, you can adapt and grow as a DM, which is so important. You will find your players appreciate your willingness to adjust and improve, strengthening and trusting you as a DM, and increasing their enjoyment. So, here's the big takeaway. As a DM, you're not just a storyteller, you're a collaborator, a guide, and the biggest fan of your players. Well, you should be. By giving them the freedom to make bold choices and maintaining just enough structure to keep things comprehensive, you're creating something truly special. And it isn't about perfection, it's just about connection. It's about creating a world where your players feel like their actions actually shape the narrative and their choices have consequences. This is what makes the game feel magical and keeps everyone coming back to the table each week. So, if you're ready to embrace the chaos, hit that like button and subscribe for more DM tips. And hey, if your players have tamed the villain or started a mushroom farm, I want to hear about it in the comments. Share your craziest campaign moments and let's keep the conversation going. So anyways, until next time, may your rolls be high, your snacks be plentiful, and your stories unforgettable.